Welcome back, friends. I am Mellowseven, and today we are checking out Battle Brothers. This is just going to be a one episode, kind of first look type of thing. Kind of fill in for my vacation. Extra video to toss in there. If this is something that interests you, I'm going to turn down my volume a little bit there. And you'd like to see more, then let me know. From the little bit I've seen, I watched a few videos on it so far. It looks like it'd make for an excellent long-term playthrough. I believe it's a game that we can actually change names, so we can use subscriber names as well. It's essentially a turn-based, kind of low fantasy style RPG where we take over a band of mercenaries and build them up. And I'm not sure, quite how the story goes. There's a final in-game crisis that can be war or undead or orcs, I think. I'm about to sneeze. It's this guy. It's this guy's. Where is he? There we go. Do we see the mouse? We don't see the mouse. It's the guy smoking there. It's his pipe smoke. It's getting to me. Anyway, so I think it would make for a really good long-term save. The little bit I've seen, I really do like it. I like most of the artwork. You'll see when we get into the game that kind of the icons for the characters, they're like you see me on the screen here. They're kind of head and shoulders with a little weird little thing around them, and that's about it. So it's kind of odd, but for the most part, it looks good. So we're gonna give it a try today. We will say, let's check the options real fast. 1920, full screen, borderless, yada, 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 UI scale. Sure, that looks fine. So we can cancel our way out of there. Let's try a new campaign. Battle Brothers. How about the Mellow Brigade? There we go. In-game crisis, there you go. See, those are them. Permanent destruction. Cities, towns, and castles can be permanently destroyed during the late game crisis. Okay, that's fine. We're not going to get there anywhere. We're going to play for about half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that today. So now we've got a bunch of banners we can choose from. Now, this game hasn't been out very long. I want to say maybe February. Late winter, early spring, I think it was released. Oh, I like that. The Raven looks pretty cool. Interesting mermaid. A lot of options for this. I like most of these, to be honest. That's a good one too. Oh, there we go. Now the mouse shows up. That guy smoking, him. It's his smoke. Oh, I like that. Wow, there's some good ones. Let's go with the Raven though. That's a really good one. Yep, this is what we're going with. Quote the Raven. Map seed. All the maps are procedurally generated. Mellow? How about that? If you want to play along, although like I said, this is just going to be if we decide to do a playthrough, we'll start from scratch. We're going to go beginner. I'm told this game is very difficult. However, whoops, disables. Sure. How about Iron Man? And if we do a playthrough, we'll do Iron Man too, right? We need something to keep us in. So we'll see how that goes. Starting funds high. Yeah, I think that's a good idea for us. Yeah. I'm not any good at these, so. Elevated terrain like hills and mountains allows you to see farther on the world map. It all went wrong. 2 days ago, the company was hired to track down Hogarth the Weasel and his band of raiders. But it was them who found you first, in ambush. Some joke about horses cut short by an arrow to the throat. Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. A joke about horses. Horse walks into a bar. Bartender says, "Hey, why the long face?" Arrows shooting in from everywhere and nowhere. Men holler and scream. A great volume before death. As the hail subsides, you draw your weapon with the rest of the men, only to collapse to your knees. An arrow has punctured your side. You shout in pain. A harried glance sees the men charge without you to make a valiant last stand, met in force as steel clashes with steel. You meet eyes with the captain, a last nod before his throat is cut. You're left in command now with what few men remain. Trembling in pain, you lean on your sword, and with all the will you can muster, slowly rise again. To the end! I must have been our captain right there. No! He was my favorite. It's a good haircut that guy has. All right. So we've got the turn order down here. We can wait our turn. Right. This will put us to the end, but it will also put us to the end of the next turn. So essentially, when we jump back, my understanding is it jumps you back all the way. We do have an initiative of sort as one of our stats somewhere. We'll look at it later. So we'll figure that out. Chance 95, rolled 100. Brigand Thung has killed Captain Bernard. I'm going to open that up. I like to see the dice. Oh, wait, so we've got a crossbowman here at Wolfert. So we may as well shoot. Good shot. And then for the rest of our turn, we'll reload here. Now, this game has very strict movement. When you get in melee combat, you're in melee combat. You can attempt to come back out of it, but at huge disabilities, and they get lots of free attacks. So for the most part, when you're in combat, you're in combat. Even moving from here to here would be very difficult for us. So let's go ahead, and we're actually going to slide right into that spot right there. Oh, maybe. So we can see here we've got our movement points. We can still use our abilities here. So if we were to try to go to here, notice we can't do that. So we can slide right in here, and oops. So not quite, let's see, okay. So we do that. No. How do we actually make the move happen, though? That's my question. Okay. Oh, I just had to left click again. There we go. Oh, good shot. Now we've got our axeman. So this guy's a sword and shield, spear and shield. A spear does give you a bonus to hit. Lars uses his thrust and hits. Chance 78, rolled to 47. I guess we have to roll under, right? Body is hit for 26 damage. And he suffers a pierced hand. Interesting. He's wavering. This is your kind of your morale here. So, morale checks trigger, killing an enemy, seeing an enemy be killed, seeing an ally be killed, yada yada, all that good stuff. Okay. We also have fatigue. All of our abilities use fatigue. You can see right here. We inflict, if we use this attack, we'll inflict damage, but it costs us 6 AP and 15 fatigue to use. This is our AP, our movement points right here. He's got 9. This ability here would use 6 and uses 35 fatigue. So you can see fatigue builds up very quickly. A lot of your gear will also add fatigue, the weapon itself, your armor, that sort of stuff. So let's move here. We've got split shield. He doesn't have a shield. We do the round swing. We're just going to do a regular one. I'm told head armor is really important. I'm not... There we go. Nice. You can see right here, we've got to figure out how to make those stay up. There we go. So the top bar is your head armor, the middle bar is your body armor, and this is your health. So attacks will go to the armor first, but a headshot's an instant crit. So if you don't have head armor and it goes to the head, it's an instant crit. You could die very easily, very early. Friendly fire is a thing, and let's try to move... Oops. There we go. Can we move to maybe here? Still shoot, looks like. That gave us a 60% chance, and shooting through people really cuts down on your chance. So here we go. Distance of 3, 60% chance to hit. He can't really get out of combat easily, so that's a nice safe move for us. Into turn. This guy can sit right here. 75% chance to hit. We can do it again. We've got enough movement points. There we go. Action points, excuse me. Now he can move up there. And quick swing there. And down he goes. So we did pretty well there. So we can see right here, number of kills. He had 2. Well, he had both of them, it looks like. Damage dealt. Damage received, and XP. And then our loot. So in this case, we found a short sword. See right here, a short sword Costs you 4 fatigue to carry, essentially. 20% of damage ignores armor, 75% effective against armor. Those numbers go up and down depending on the weapon. So we will loot all items and leave. You're alive. You won. The adrenaline fades, and in its wake you can't help but sink back to the ground. Gritting your teeth, you snap the arrow shaft. Your chest heaves, pain for breath. Everything blurs. The company has been devastated, cut down to but a few men, and that bastard Hogarth did justice to his name, fleeing like the weasel he is. What now, Captain? A voice says from behind. It's Erhard, the blade, who sits down beside you, bedding his bloodied axe on his legs. You turn to him to reply, but before you can answer, he continues. Bernhard's dead. They slit his throat. He was a good man and a damn good leader, but all it took was one mistake. That makes you the one in charge now, don't it? Ulfric joins the two of you, still breathing heavily. Then Lars. Save the ceremony and ointments for another day. Let's give the men a good burial and return to Assenstadt to collect our pay. The weasel's men are slain, after all. Besides, Captain, we ought to see to that wound before we lose you, too. Wouldn't want to leave Ulfric in charge, right? So be it. So, maps, like I said, are all procedurally generated. You can see everything running around in here. You do want to make sure that if you're not doing something that you are paused, because if time will pass, you will use food. We've got money, we've got food, we've got tools. These tools and supplies are used to repair our armor and weapons. We have ammunition here for our archers, and we have medical supplies used to heal us as well. This is an overall quest. As you go through, you'll end up with kind of individual little quests. You'll have a choice between a couple, and so as you play through the game, you'll kind of work your way to those. If you fail to get them, you will disappoint the troops, though, so to speak. So, right now we've got 3 guys. You can see right here, we've got 2 ranks. If we put somebody back here, he's in the back rank, which is obviously good for an archer. If they're in the front rank, so be it. You can see we see our weapon here. A spear is, I'm told, a very good beginning early game weapon. 25% chance to damage ignores armor, 90% effective against armor, and you can see right here that we get a plus 20% chance to hit with the thrust. We also have a spear wall, which essentially we can stop and set the spear wall if somebody attacks us. Knockback, the shield gives us a knockback and a shield wall as well. Shields, I'm told, are also very important. We do see that we get an additional 15 melee defense and 15 range defense for that. And if you look down here at our stats, this is our melee attack skill, our ranged attack skill, melee defense, and range defense. And you can see that 15 is the vast majority of our defensive skill there. So that makes a big difference. Right now we do 25 to 30 damage the way we're set up. Our effectiveness is an armor, 95, chance to hit head, right, because that's important here, 25%. We've got a vision of 7. Some of this armor can affect your vision. This one does not appear to. Morale, this is our resolve. Less likely, lower morale will bother us there, or that the events will cause us to lower our morale, essentially. Initiative, that's how soon in the turn we move. Hit points, fatigue, action points, body armor, head armor. Now, you see this right here, this has 2 stars. When we level up, that means if we'll get to raise 3 stats. If they have stars, they will raise for more. So say, normally a melee skill will only raise for 1. If we have 1 star, it'll raise for 2. If we have 2 stars, it'll raise for 3, and so on and so forth. So wherever the stars are, those are the stats that are going to be much easier to raise for them. So hit points is a good one for us. It'd be nice if we had some melee skill in there as well, but we can survive with that. Erhard the Blade here, you can see right here, he's got the melee skill ability. So his melee skill is going to go up really well, and his melee defense is going to go up to some extent as well, as is his resolve. We come down here to Ulfart, our archer, right now, and you see right here, it's his range skill that's going to go up, and that's great, as well as his range defense. So if we keep him in back, he'll do well. And his initiative is good as well, so he's going to go very early in the turn, which is what we want. So, he also has a holdout weapon, which is a knife. If somebody does get close, notice the knife does not cost us fatigue to hold, like, say, even the short sword does. So, where are we supposed to go back to? Arnstadt, which is right there. We're right there. So, Let's go to there, I guess, and play. And see, we move along. We've got a couple different speeds. We can go fast or slow. We can camp if we want, which is not necessarily a bad idea if you're injured. You can't actually, as far as I can tell, camp in towns, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Return to Ossenstad. What a sorry display it must be for the onlookers as you arrive in Ossenstad. 4 bloodied and beaten mercenaries down on their luck. The man who hired the company days ago, Meinrad the merchant, no doubt expected you to return in a more glorious fashion. Still, he welcomes you to his house and offers bread and wine while a servant fetches a healer. Few words are exchanged except for the occasional grunt and wheeze as an elderly man with shaky hands tends to your wounds. A pin pierces your skin, the first of many stitches to come. You grit your teeth till you think you hear one break. Meinrad the merchant sits beside you and asks if you took care of Hogart. You shake your head. We killed his men, but the weasel eluded our blades in the end. The healer waves around a glowing fire poke, suggesting he wants to push it into your wound. You nod, and he does so. For a moment, that's all there is. You're not a man, but a pinch of fire, flesh from flame, a golem of pain. Meinrad the merchant hands you a goblet of wine. You did well, Sellsword. The brigands have been removed, though it is a shame that Hogart still lives. We expect to get paid for this. Meinrad the merchant gasps. Well, naturally. 400 crowns is agreed upon. He gestures towards a servant who rushes to your side with pay in hand. I wonder, may I make use of your services one more time? I'd very much like to end the headache that is Hogart once and for all. And I would pay you again, of course. Another 400 crowns, shall we say? Erhard the Blade scoffs and turns to drink more wine. But Lars stands to speak. Yes, the company's in ruin, but we will rebuild it. Without the Mellow Brigade, Erhard the Blade would drink the crowns away and end up begging on the streets, and Ulfert, by the gods we all know he'd chase the women folk until one stove his rotted head in. We need the Mellow Brigade, it's all we have. What say you, Captain? Erhard the Blade burps and raises his cup to you. Ulfart playfully thumbs his nose and nods. Kill that bastard Hogart or not, it's up to you, Captain. Yeah, we have unfinished business. Meinrad the merchant claps his hand in satisfaction. Excellent. My little birds will need some time to find where Hogart is hiding. Is hiding his hide now. In the meantime, I suggest you see about stocking up on supplies so that you'll be good and ready to end this when the time comes. I shall see you in a few days' time at the latest. As you leave Meinrad the merchant's house and stand on the outskirts of Ossenstad, Lard seeks a word with you. We need more men, Captain. I know I gave a big speech back there, but bravado won't do shite. We need more warm bodies in the ranks. Figure we find 3 good men, buy them some decent weapons, dress them in the best armor we can afford. The man pauses to glance around. I know this Bodunk town's got a desperate peasant or two looking for a new life. Or we could travel to Helvigborg to the south. The city folk aren't always as hardy as these country bumpkins, but we're more likely to find men with fighting experience stopping to rest there. That's what we shall do. All right. So let's go into Ossenstad if I can figure out how. There we go. So towns do have different buildings. In this case, we only have the merchant, the marketplace here. So we can look here. And we are going to need... Oh, no, that's the short sword. Bandages. We've got food. It says we have tools and supply. Sword items. By type. Show all items, I guess. There we go. But it doesn't, I don't actually see any there. Let's take a look at what costs are. It's tools here, worth 200. They cost 285 here, so that's probably a bit much. Probably don't want to spend that. We don't have, we got 30 medical supplies. So we probably are okay there. It does say we have some ammunition. We've got some food. So I don't think we need anything here. Let's see, roster. See if I can figure out how to... There we go, hire. So we have 4 people here looking. You can kind of get an idea of what type of gear they have. It looks like these guys have maybe... That's a dagger, I think. They just have a knife. So Ruthard is a beggar. Okay. Alfred, is a cultist. So he has good resolve. Alberic is a wild man, used to a hard life, where only strong, less than used to the life of the cities where the astute and deceitful rule. And Torbjorn the savage. So you can see here he costs a lot more money, but he's already a higher level. And he's got a weapon of some sort. Probably just a club. Well, you know what? I don't know. 690, he gets paid 13. It's a lot of money. And he gets paid a lot, but he is level 2. So let's go ahead, let's hire this guy. And how about the cultist? Because he's a little bit cheaper. And see, this is how much we have to pay him on a daily basis. You know, right now we've got 4 people now that have to be paid a fair amount. So let's get a cheap guy here. We need some cannon fodder. And now let's take a look, see what we've got as far as weapons and stuff to go around. So he's just got a knife. We're going to go ahead and give him a short sword for now. And he just has a club. So we are going to need some gear. All right, let's take a look at the level up. Since this guy comes with a free level up, that works great. We get to see this fairly early. So you can see here, he gets 2 stars to his melee defense. So let's go ahead and dump 1 in there. He gets 1 star to his resolve. But I think what we want to put some points into melee skill. And we want to put some points... He's got good fatigue. He's got pretty decent initiative, too. Maybe we give him some... Maybe we give him some more hit points. Okay. Now, this is a very deep perk menu. You can see right here, at level 2, we can only get to this. At 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. Anyway, as we go up levels, we'll unlock more of these, and we can pick different things. And you get an idea. A student here, I'm told, is really good, and we should probably start with that. We get an additional 20% per XP, and when we get to 11th level, which is the top, then we can... we get a free perk. So we get that perk back. We essentially get extra XP now, and we trade that perk back in for a new one at the very end. So that's a good one. You can see we got recover, allows for resting a turn in order to accumulate fatigue, adrenaline, pathfinder. This, I'm told, is also a really important one. Action point cost for movement in all terrain is reduced by -1 to a minimum of 2, so we can move across the area a lot faster. Bags and belts. 9 lives, once per battle upon receiving killing blow to the survivor, instead with a few hit points left. Colossus, hit points are increased by 25%, but also reduce the chance to sustain debilitating injuries when being hit. Which also reduces the chance to sustain. So we live a little bit longer. Crippling strikes, I'm told, is pretty good. Lowers the threshold to inflict injuries by 33%, so we're going to inflict injuries quicker. And fast adaptation. This gives us an extra 8% chance to hit every time we miss. And then that benefit gets blanked. So if you have somebody that's especially bad with no real way to bring up their ability quickly, that might be a good one for that. I think we'll just go student in this case, call it a day. We've leveled him up. Let's go ahead and leave. Oh, let's check to see what type of weapons we have. We do need some armor and some weapons. Knife, hatchet, a bludgeon. Pitchforks are good, pole arms in general. You can use them from behind the first rank, so we could have, say, 3 guys up front with spears and shields and then some guys in back. And in fact, I think we will give one of our guys that. Let's take a look, see what exactly we need. Maybe this guy, because he's not great. Yeah, something like this. And we give him... Oops, not Lars. Go to this guy. We give him that. That's a two-handed weapon, so he doesn't get a shield. So he does probably need some armor and a better helmet. And then, obviously, we need something decent. He's got a 60%. Now, we could do another spear and shield if they have one for us. They do not. But we couldn't get a shield right now. We can see this one costs 69. It's 79%. So it's damaged to some extent. This one's not damaged, but it's only got 16 armor. This one has 24. And the buckler's 10 and 5, whereas this is 15 and 15, but more fatigue. So let's go ahead and buy this. Simple hood, straw hat. Let's go ahead and grab a hood. Come back here. We can go ahead and hop on this guy. Now at least we've got a shield. We're getting... what is this wooden stick? Let's go there. And there for now. Something along those lines for now. We'll see if we can get him a spear at another town. So, we got 2 people. We need to get one more. Let's go ahead and leave town here. And let's go to Helvigborg here. See, there's a supply caravan there. And you'll see that there's little footprints behind it. So when you're out in the world and you run across footprints, then there's something just ahead of you in kind of the fog of war. So you can track things that way. As Helvigborg skyline appears on the horizon, Wolford seeks a word with you. Never been to Helvigborg before, but I've been around ones that look a lot like it. Cities like these are great for selling goods, as all the prissy, pompous pricks, all those prissy, pompous pricks love to have their goods delivered. With so many merchants, you can find almost everything you need to. Keep an eye out for bargains, but don't get swindled by them cutthroat merchants. Earnhardt the Blade sees fit to add his own opinion of what you should do. If there's a good tavern, I say that's where we should go first. Nothing helps a man down on his luck more than a good pint. God knows we earned it. Wolford shakes his head. You say that every time we stop in town. You say that even when you're already drunk. Strong advice. All right, Helvigborg, here we come. Now you can see we've got a training hall, we've got an armor, we've got a tavern. Okay, and a weaponsmith. So weaponsmith and armors are going to have better weapons, but you can see the costs have also gone up significantly. Javelins, throwing axes, pikes, all sorts of good stuff. So we're not likely to buy anything there or at the armorer right now. Again, costs are a bit much. We'll hang on to this knife in case we end up with another archer we want to use, but we're not really going to be buying anything from here right now. For the most part, we're just going to be getting stuff from the marketplace. Now, there's a training hall. To lease the training grounds to pay for lessons, to mold your men into experienced fighters. So, I'm not... let's see. Extra 20% experience gain for 6 to 8 days. 30% experience gain for 4 to 6 days. And 40% experience for 2 to 3 days. So we can get some more experience that way if we want. Huh. We do need one more person. So we're going to have a bigger selection here. You can see some of these people have stuff. All right, here we got another wild man. Hakon is a caravan hand, used to long and exhausting travels. That might not be too bad. He's not terribly expensive. 9 seems affordable. You can see this guy right here, Baldun. He's 760. He has looks like a short sword maybe? We don't know for sure. I mean, we see this, but I don't know all the pictures and icons yet. But he's a squire, so he has some training and good resolve. You can see this guy is an archer. That might be nice, but he's over 1,000 gold, and we'd have to pay him 17. That's a bit much. Leaf the Wild, another wild man. A lot of wild men. Edmund, an apprentice, eager for knowledge and can learn faster than others. And Thorismund, militia. That's not too bad. 405 and 9. Looks like he's got a weapon and a shield. Any gear we don't have to buy. He's also got a hat and some armor, so I say we go with him. That's our third person. We can look here. Let's slide him over. Take a look. Yep, he's already got a bludgeon and a buckler, hat, and some armor, so that's not too bad. Skills aren't spectacular. He's got some range defense, resolve, and some hit points, but, he's not spectacular. So, now we know he's militia, so we see that right here. And he's quick, so he gets plus 10 to his initiative. He's a pessimist, so minus 5 resolve for negative morale checks, and good moods fade away. That's obviously not good. And in good spirit, recent events, good spirit, 25% chance to start a battle and a confident morale. So there we go. We can look at Alfred the Lost here, our cultist. He's also in good spirit. And yeah. And Toborn, our savage here, good spirit. And that's his wild man. He gets minus 15% experience gain for being a wild man, it looks like. Do you see the bonuses on any of these others at the bottom? Companion. All right. So I would still like a spear. So let's leave there. Let's check here. There we go. So we do have some spears. Just the one, but we'll go ahead and grab it. Think that will be okay. So let's go ahead here. I would like to grab this guy. We're going to give him a spear. Two-handed weapons are great. Except that without the shield, they're at risk. So if you bracket them with people with shields, then it limits only a couple people can get to him at once. So that sounds pretty good. 58, 60. Just make sure that who we have is what we want. 62, pretty good melee skill to start with. His is so poor. 51 there. Okay, and he's already got a knife as a holdout. So we could try to do something else with this guy. Bludgeon's not too bad. I mean, he's going to do 20 to 35 damage, 25 to 35, 35 to 70 with the two-hander, 25 to 30, and 30 to 50. So I think that's okay. Let's just go with what we have for now in the interest of time. You can see here there's a contract, but it is locked because the noble house owning this town doesn't know us. So we can go ahead and... is there anybody else we really want? I mean, we could buy some more cannon fodder if we really wanted to. You know, we've got Torleaf here, a Daytaller. You know what? He's cheap. Let's go ahead and hire him. We'll get one more person in there. Let's take a look at him real quick. Oh, look at that. Great range defense. Good range skill. Let's drop him back here. Something like that, I guess. He's already got a knife. We're gonna put that there. Let's see, can we afford a bow or a crossbow of some sort? I'm told the crossbows are really what we want early on, but you know what? I don't see that as an option. So we're gonna get this, and we need to get some arrows. We need a quiver of arrows. There we go. And we need a hat, preferably something that's not going to block his vision. I don't think that will. Let's go here. There, okay. Sackcloth, probably should get some better armor. Sackcloth. Everybody else, leather wraps, is that 20? 5. 35, so he's got a thick tunic. He does not. Let's go ahead and swap these real fast to put the good armor on our... there we go. On our frontline fighter there. And let's see what we can get. If we can afford... do they have armor? They got some. This one's only 66. That's a thick tunic. That's not terrible. Apron. It's 30. 25. 20. How about that? So they're going to take some repair. But they're better than what we have. This is our companion, so we're going to go ahead and kind of try to boost him up a little bit. The cultists, okay. And this guy's also pretty good, so let's get him something decent. So I think like that. All right. I think that will work out pretty well. Let's go ahead and leave. We'll come back and see if we can finish our return to Minrad. Speed up the time. And you can see that our food gets used. Supplies get used. Unfinished business. We'll return with his head. All right. They found him. So, as we've been traveling, in theory, we've been working on our repair for stuff. Some of this gear that was damaged before, it's still damaged, but it's a little bit better than it was. 86. He looks good. That spear's still a little bit damaged. I think we're okay, though. That's up to 91. So let's go ahead and leave and wander over here for our date with Hoggart, the weasel. Whoops, let's go full speed. So there are some brigand hunters here. A rough and tough band of brigands out to hunt for food. So some brigand poachers and a war dog. So we could go after these guys if we wanted. I think instead we're going to try to finish this fight here. So we've got a few brigand thugs and a brigand poacher. We can choose here whether we're going to attack or not. Obviously we're going to in this case. Great swords can hit multiple targets, so that's pretty good. Now, how high you are is very good. So we would really like, ideally, our people to be higher than their people. So if we can kind of line up here, they do have Hogart there. They have the one poacher. We have two archers, though. So I think what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we'll wait him. We're going to put him here. Knock back, bash. Oh, wait, so he's got the buckler, which lets him knock back, but doesn't let him do the shield guard. Wait, turn. Wait, turn. All right, they start to move up. He's going to take a shot. He misses. Wait, turn. Of course, all our guys that we want. There we go. Let's go ahead and now, interestingly enough, if we shield wall and then our buddy next to us shield walls, we get an additional 5 defense against all attacks. So we're going to shield wall here. Move this guy up here. And we're going to shield wall him as well. All right, they start to move forward a little bit more. I'm going to put him, like, say, right here for now. Okay. They move up a little bit more. We can't delay a second time. I kind of want to put the spearman, or we'll just go right here, I think. And then can we shoot? 16, 30, 5. Let's go after the brigand thug there. Oh, do we not show? There we go. I want those up. So notice these guys don't have head armor, so they've got no armor on the bar there, right? So a headshot or a shot to the head will instantly do their health and be a critical hit. Bash, knockout. Oh, so that's the end of his turn. Now this guy, let's see, 12, 13, 41. You know what I'm going to do first, though? I think I'm going to step up a bit here. Then we'll do it. 14, 16, still 41, but let's go for him. There we go. Did a little bit of damage. End his turn. And I think we're just going to step up right here with him and end his turn. End. Something like that. So now these guys are coming in. Again, I'm just going to wait here until they come up. Now we can shoot again. I'm going to reload, and I'm going to shoot. 14, 16, 41. Okay. Repel, so we can shove people back, just like the shield bash does. Wait for guys to move in a little bit here. He hides behind some people. 30%, 5, 5. All right, 30% it is. Now we should be able to get 2 shots off with the bow here. All right, hit with one, didn't hit with the other. Knocked his armor down a little bit. They're kind of wrapped around here. That makes sense. But that's the end of his wrapping right there. So we can go there. One more time. There we go. They don't get a move again. So I'm going to go ahead and move here and attack. I kind of want to be higher, but you know what? Let's see if we can finish somebody off. Move him down here to kind of protect his flank. One more. That way if somebody does slide in here, we can take care of that. That's the end of his turn. Let's move here. And that will be the end. We can't. And yeah, I guess we don't have enough movement there either. So I'm actually going to slide back one. Wait the rest of my turn, see if somebody slides up. We'll wait. Oh, I think I could have attacked in there, but that's okay. Go ahead and hit him. 59% chance to hit. I want to lower this back down again. He's surrounded, armed with a shield. Now, we all have a, let's see, round swing. We have the split shield too, so you can wipe out somebody's shield there if you want. There we go. Finished him off. Load. Shoot. 67% chance. There we go. Nice hit. He comes up. Take it in the armor. That's okay. Archer missed. Oh, got hit there, though. Took out our armor and then did a little bit of damage. I'm going to, can we go there? I'm going to go... Oh, wait, that's as far as we can go, I guess. 5%. I can't hit him at all. Let's see. I think that's because we have to shoot through people. So, what happens if we move, say... Oh, I've got that on. What if we were to go there, we wouldn't have the move. If we were to go there, I'm going to go all the way to there, I think. And we don't have enough movement to do anything, so we'll kind of end his turn there. Lars, what are you going to do, Lars? We can't move on the boulder there. Can we get there? Nope. Not that somebody else moves. So we're going to wait. Oh, no. Yeah, well, we could have attacked. Oh, well. Let's go there. And I guess that's it for him. There we go. Only one we get. There we go. 17% chance to hit is all. Height disadvantage, arm with shield, and he's got shield wall going. Hey, we still got him. Let's try it again. There we go. Didn't do anything that time, though. Missed that as well. All right. He didn't... so now he's got this. I think that's the short sword, and what that does is if we attack and miss, he gets a free attack back at us, I think. So let's go ahead and see if we can finish this guy off, and we sure did. Reload. Shoot. So 11% there. Can't reach him. I'm thinking maybe what we do is we just move. Get off of that. Let's see. Can we move here? Maybe. I'm not sure why it's not letting me. Oh. I guess we can't move because we reloaded. Okay. He's also trying to get out to get a shot. Missed his. 5% chance. Okay. Let's not quite do that yet. So if we go here, we can still get a shot off. 5%. Can't hit him at all. Can we move one more spot? Let's go one more spot. There we go. Into his turn. And a little quick shield attack there. End of his turn. We can't move on that boulder, unfortunately, which is kind of a pain in the butt. And that's it, trying to climb up there. You know what, we'll just keep making attempts at this guy. There we go, see? We missed and he went back and hit. Now we could try to repel him. We missed. There we go. Got a shot now. Only 9%, but hey, we hit. Took out his body armor and knocked down about half his health. That's not too bad. Now, the question is, how far can we move? We're there. I think that's it for him. 5%. Still can't hit him. So let's move forward maybe to here. Now do we get a shot? Nope. Still 5% chance at Hogarth. So I'm going to move, whoops, turn that off, move forward. Maybe to there. There we go. Now we can slide, we can smack him here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to knock him off the ridge there. There we go. That's even better. Oh no, we might lose this guy. Oh well, is what it is. Oh wait. Now, so now what we could do is, we could try to repel, right? We could push him back. Nope, we failed. If we did that, then we could retreat with this guy. We're going to go there with him. All right. If he goes there... No, we're going to wait. Something you can do here, by the way, if you're not unsure what level you're on, you can kind of knock down levels so you can see who's on what. So we know these people are all on the same level. And then this is one more level up, and that's another, and so on and so forth. So you can play with those to figure that sort of stuff out, by the way. Ah! Not doing so well here. Have to reload. 9%. 10%. If we miss, we're likely to kill him, but what the heck. So, 18%. And we still can't hit him. He's probably up too high. That'd be my guess. There we go. One more shot. Down goes Hogarth. Yes. Oh, wait. Now this guy here. One. There we go. We didn't lose anybody. And see, Earhart got a level up. Let's see what type of loot we got. Another knife. Some shields. Tools and supplies, at least a little bit. Some money. Food, that's good. Cloth rolls. Okay. Something to sell. Trade goods. So, we finished that. Hogarth lies dead in a pool of his own blood, skewered in a grotesque and panicked pose. He didn't weasel his way out of this one. You put a boot on his corpse and look to your men. For the company, for all the men who've fallen. Ufert spits on the dead man's face. Let's take this bastard's head and get back to Ossenstadt. Time to get paid. So, let's see. I was going to look at something real fast. Oh, right here, we have a level up. That's what I was going to do. So we can go right here. Earhart the Blade has a level up. We can collect here. See, already we get the bonus to leveling that up, as well as to melee defense, which I think we'll take. Resolve is a bit low, so we may as well punt that up a little bit too. We'll hit OK. We'll check to see our perks. We'll go with our student. There we go. That is done. Now we could potentially go after these guys, but I don't think we probably should. We're a little bit beat up right now. I say we just go back, turn this one in, get our 400 crowns, and call it a day. Ufert joins your side. Got a moment, Captain? You nod for him to speak his mind. The battle has left some gear worse for wear, and some men got a good nicking too. We can patch up both men and equipment while marching, but it's a lot faster to sit down and do it. Of course, If we make camp, we should be wary of ambushes. A campfire in these parts can be seen from every which way. So, we could, right now, sit down and do a camp. Right? Now, we can't do any business in town till daylight anyway, so that's not necessarily a bad idea here. Kind of wait for day, morning. There we go. Walk on into town here. Maybe. There we go. The company returns to Austenstad as victors, their heads held up much higher this time. The Mellor Brigade are not the size that they once were, but they're still a force to be reckoned with, as Hogarth learned in his final moments. You carry his head in a sack that you empty in front of Menrod, the merchant's feet. He jumps back, but the healer quickly picks the head up, stares at it, and nods. Meinrad the merchant approaches the brigand's bloodied face and eyes it carefully. Yes, that's his ugly mug, all right. Servants, pay this man his money. Coin in hand, you raise your voice to the men. As long as there's blood coursing through our veins, as long as we can hold our sword and shield, there shall stand our company. All through the realm people will know the Mellor Brigade. The men cheer. Lars puts his hand on your shoulder. You did well, Captain. No matter where you lead us, the men will follow you as brothers in battle. As brothers. All right, guys, I think we're going to end it right there. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. Thumbs up if you did, thumbs down if you hated it, comments, suggestions down below. If you would like to see a playthrough of this, let me know. Right now, I'm mostly leaning towards it. We'll kind of see how it goes. I do have a football manager one I'd like to do as well, but I haven't quite got the kinks worked out on that one. So I think this might be an interesting long-term playthrough. I think it'd be good fun. But let me know what you think in the bottom. We'll kind of see how it goes. I have a feeling my audio is no longer synced. Nope. It looks like my audio is off, so hopefully I get that fixed in editing. OBS sometimes just decides it doesn't like audio and video to go together somewhere, right? So the video ends up lagging. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this first look. We will see you next time. Cheers.